Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Mike. So today we're going to talk about some of the hidden monsters that might be in New York. Right? New York City's hidden horrors, unmasking the monsters of the concrete jungle. All right, let's see what this is about. All right. So tonight we're taking a detour from the usual haunted buildings and disembodied voices, and we're diving into something even more primal, more monstrous. We're talking about the cryptids, the urban legends, the alleged creatures that lurk in the forgotten corners and dark depths of New York City. New York City is a place of extremes. Millions of people, miles of concrete, and a history as deep as its subway tunnels. But beneath that veneer of civilization, stories persist. Tales of things that shouldn't exist, creatures that defy explanation, and sightings that would make you question everything you thought you knew about the Big Apple. So lock your doors, check under your bed, and let's unmask some of the alleged monsters that call New York City home. We have to start with arguably the most famous and most persistent urban legend of New York City: alligators in the sewers. It's a tale almost as old as the subway itself, whispered among sanitation workers and curious kids alike. The story goes that families returning from Florida vacations would bring home baby alligators as pets. Once they grew too big, too aggressive, or simply too inconvenient, they'd be flushed down the toilet, finding their way into the labyrinthine sewer system. And there, in the forgotten depths, they allegedly thrived, feeding on rats, discarded food, and perhaps even less fortunate creatures. There have been numerous sightings reported over the decades, though often dismissed as hoaxes or misidentifications. Some even claim these are not just ordinary alligators, but mutated albino monsters bloated from years of darkness and strange diets. While authorities consistently debunk these claims, the chilling image of a hulking reptile slithering through the city's underbelly remains a terrifying staple of New York City folklore. Moving from urban myth to something more with actual photograph evidence, albeit highly debated, we turn our attention to the mysterious Montauk Monster. This isn't strictly in New York City, but it washed ashore nearby on Long Island, and its enigmatic nature captured the city's imagination. In July 2008, a bizarre hairless carcass washed up on Ditch Plains Beach in Montauk. It had a pig-like snout, sharp claws, and what appears to be a beak. Photos quickly went viral, igniting a global frenzy of speculation. Was it a mutated raccoon, a diseased dog, or something far more sinister? Theories ranged from a government experiment gone wrong at the nearby Plum Island Animal Disease Center to a creature from another dimension, or simply a badly decomposed animal. Despite scientific attempts to identify it, the Montauk Monster remains a cryptid enigma, its grotesque image burned into the minds of many, sparking fears of what else the waters around New York might hold. Let's dive back into the true heart of New York City's alleged monster domain, the subway. Beyond the alligators, tales of humanoid creatures living beneath the city have persisted for decades, often blending with the tragic reality of New York's homeless population. For years, there have been whispers of lizard men or mole people, not just homeless individuals, but mutated, pale, possibly reptilian humanoids who dwell in the deepest, most abandoned sections of the subway tunnels. These are often described as having pale skin due to lack of sunlight, enlarged eyes to see in the dark, and sometimes even scales or claws. Sightings are rare, often dismissed as hallucinations by fatigued transit workers or frightened passengers glimpsing figures in the shadows. The legend suggests they've adapted to the subterranean existence, perhaps even preying on unwary travelers who venture too far into the darkness. While the existence of mole people often refers to real homeless communities, the monster aspect of the legend taps into a deep-seated fear of the unknown, living just beneath our feet. Our final alleged monster takes us to the eerie, often desolate industrial areas along New York's vast waterfront, specifically the old docks and forgotten piers. This is where the terrifying tale of the Hookman, or the vanishing hook-handed man, find its roots. This isn't a cryptid in the traditional sense, but a monstrous figure from an unsettling urban legend often told in specific isolated parts of the city. The story involves a menacing figure, a former sailor or dock worker, who lost a hand in a gruesome accident and replaced it with a gleaming hook. He is often seen late at night in the fog, near the water, targeting lone individuals or young couples. The monster aspect comes from his alleged supernatural ability to vanish into thin air, or his sheer brutality. While most consider it a cautionary tale, numerous reports over the years have described encounters with a gaunt, silent figure with his hook glinting in the moonlight, only to disappear when confronted. It's a classic boogeyman story, but in a city this old, with so many dark corners, it's easy to imagine such a figure taking on a life of its own. From the depths of the sewers to the darkened tunnels and forgotten docks, New York City, it seems, has its own unique collection of alleged monsters. Whether these are products of overactive imagination, misinterpreted sightings, or genuinely unexplained phenomena, they add a chilling layer to the legend of the Big Apple. So what do you think about New York City's hidden horrors? Do you believe these legends hold a kernel of truth? Or are they just fantastic tales? Have you ever had a strange encounter in the city that made you question what's lurking in the shadows? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more terrifying content, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next dive into the unknown. Thanks for watching, and try not to think about what's really under your feet tonight.